Google just released a massive AI update and it's absolutely mind-blowing. And today what we're gonna do is show you how some of this AI is now inside of your Google Workspace. On top of that, I'm gonna show you the new Google video generation VO2, and I'm gonna show you some other useful AI tools that Google has come out with that you probably don't even know about. So stay tuned and build along with us. All right, so today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dive right in and I'm gonna go into Gemini. Now, for all of you that don't know and haven't seen the previous videos, Gemini is Google's version of AI that's been pretty good in the last several runnings, but as of today, the tools that it's come out with have been incredibly game-changing because it's added all of the AI to Google Workspace. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, Google has a Google Workspace, which is where you have Google Calendar, Gmail, you have Google Docs, you have Google Sheets. Those are all things that you're able to use with Google Workspace. And a Google Workspace account is basically a paid account that you use to gather all these things for your professional business. Now, I'm a big fan of Google Workspace. I've been teaching it for the last like 3 to 4 years. And I gotta be honest, it's pretty powerful. And now what they've done is they added Google Gemini to a lot of these tools, and they've brought in the Google Workspace tools into Gemini. So today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you here, if I hit the @ symbol, you now know that I have all these different tools available for me. Now, what does this all mean? Well, pretty simply is what you're gonna be able to do is grant some abilities of your Gemini to do inside of your Google Workspace. So for instance, if I wanted to have Google Gemini book my calendars or take a look at my events or my weekend calendars, I can go ahead and ask Google to do it. So for instance, I'll go ahead and hit the @ symbol and select Google Calendar. And because it's tied to my entire Google Calendar in my Google Workspace account that I've logged into, I can come in here and say, analyze my week. Do you see any openings I can use? All right. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit enter. Now, with that being said, it's now going in there and it's grabbing the APIs, talking to Google Workspace, and then coming in here and analyzing and helping me plan my week ahead. Now, see what it comes back with? It comes back with a whole like slew of things that I need to do or that are readily available right here. And it says, it's all free because you are in an all-day event, and it tells me what all-day event I'm in and so forth and so on. Now that's pretty cool, but can it book appointments for me? If I say Google Calendar, hey, please book travel time calendar event for Friday, 3 a.m. in the morning. What I'm hoping that this will do is it's gonna make the appointment for me. So if I hit enter, it analyzed my schedule. Now it's gonna book that particular time on my actual calendar. Again, it's going out there, it's doing everything that it needs to do, and it's gonna shoot out. The one thing that I will tell you is you'll have some abilities that you can do and you have some abilities that you can't. So for instance, if you come back over here, you'll notice that I now have a 4 to 5 a.m. travel time. How cool is that, right? Now, if you're like, well, I'm not sure in what capabilities each one of them has, what I can do, what I can't do. So all you have to do is if you type in, please tell me the commands available for at Google Docs, let's say, right? And in here, it's going to analyze and tell me what I can do with Google Docs that is available within this tool, which I think is really helpful because then you can go in and you can deep dive on the things you can and cannot do. Now, for instance, I know for a fact that it still can't create Google Docs or it can't actually delete Google Docs. But right from here, voice typing, keyboard shortcuts, it's actually telling me what's inside there. I'm just saying as far as what you can do. All right. Now, I'm asking it because I want to make sure I understand the commands fully inside of Google Docs. Now, again, I'm showing you this because you might have questions on what can be done and what can't. And instead of you wasting your time in doing that, here it is. It tells you right here, search and information retrieval, calendar management, summarize and content generation, task execution via tools. And it gives you a summary of everything else that you can do, right? Now, again, you have Docs, you have Drive, and you have Google Workspace. Google Workspace can just say, how many users do I have? All right, and it checks your actual Google Workspace account. Now, again, it could be limited because it might not have that availability yet, but here's the cool part. This is all things that are up and coming, but the fact that it has these wonderful things out there is pretty awesome. You can give it a list of tasks. You can have it check your Gmail. This is my favorite one. Please check any emails from high level, and it's going to give me a summary of all that. I'm going to pause the video while it does that. All right, now, as you can see, you come back and it's analyzed pretty much all my emails, and it gives me an idea of everything that's there. And it also gives me the ability of clicking onto it and automatically go into my email. Now, again, this is still in pretty much beta, but it is releasing. And now you have a lot of more enhanced capabilities. Just to understand how powerful this is, because now you can literally write emails directly from here. You can book appointments directly from here, and it can do other things as far as researching what's in your drive and everything is in there. Hey, we want to interrupt this video for a quick little minute to just let you know that I hope you're enjoying this video. We want to thank you for being here, but more importantly, we are hoping that this content helps you do whatever you're trying to do inside a high level. We also want to let you know that you have options to get additional help. We offer a $197 a month VIP coaching program that includes 4 days of office hours, first come, first serve with Andy or myself, where we go in and we answer any of your questions that you might have live with a group setting for other people that are also working in high level. We also have a VIP group where we answer questions directly one-on-one with anybody posting in that group to give you the absolute best support. It also comes with a bunch of other features, including our funnel brick system, our little mini course, and more importantly, a couple guides that'll help you through this, and also including our SOP library that we use for pretty much everything inside of our agency. So thank you for this quick little minute, but more importantly, go back to the video, get whatever you need. And if you have any questions that we can answer inside the video, just drop a comment on the video and we'll make sure to answer whenever we get a chance. And now back to the show. Now, the other cool thing and the workaround of not having Google Docs automatically create documents, you can create a Google Doc using what we have here called Canvas. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say create. All right. I'm going to hit enter. And what Canvas does is automatically open up a secondary window that's going to have everything that it needs to go in there and format the actual document. But guess what it does? It gives you the ability of actually exporting it to Google Docs when you open it up on Canvas. So we're going to give it a little bit of a minute and then go from there and answer these few questions. And then I'm going to pause the video and actually let it write in Canvas so you can actually see it firsthand. So see, it's creating the doc, but what's really cool about a Canvas is that you're now able to adjust this. So make believe, for instance, I didn't like any of this like off-page SEO part. And I'm going to say, rewrite this. All right. And if you're going to notice up on top here on the right-hand side, it has the ability of, guess what? Export to docs, which will automatically open up a document, a Google Doc inside of your Google Workspace. So a quick little turnaround in order for it to do that. Now, here's the cool part of it. Sometimes what's really cool is if you go on the right-hand side, there'll be an audio script button in here that allow this to actually turn into an audio conversation. Again, it's not always there and it's only on certain documents. And it's also, if you have the feature enabled, they are testing and rolling out to a few people, but just know that it's there. The other cool part about this is if you wanted to do additional research, let's say on this material, and you wanted to kind of really push it to the next level, I want to introduce you to a tool that's out there that I've covered before, and it's called notebooklm. It's also a Google AI tool, and what's really cool about it is it's free as of now. And again, if you have Google Workspace, it's all interconnected, and Google Workspace apps will actually eventually pull this in. So here we are, we logged into Google notebooklm, and in here, think of it as more of like a big research area that you can do a lot of research. It's got a really bunch of cool features that make research a whole lot easier. Using this along with the other parts of Gemini makes this an incredibly powerful like kind of add-on and help as you do. Now, for instance, a lot of things I research when it has to do YouTube videos, I go in here because you can have YouTube videos that automatically get analyzed, and on top of it, if you have multiple videos, it allows you to basically have all videos in here. So let's say if I was doing some research on SEO, what I would do is I go back and I find a whole bunch of SEO videos using Gemini. Now I'm going to come out of here because this is our YouTube script, and I'm going to open up another channel. And what's really crazy is I have the deep research. Now, deep research is just like notebooklm, will allow you to research multiple things, but deep research kind of has a mind of its own, and it does take a little bit of time to research the things, like anywhere from 6 to 8 minutes because the research is so much. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, please research the latest SEO and AEO tactics for May of 2025. All right. And what it's going to do is using the deep research availability, it's going to basically, kind of create a plan for me. Then it's going to allow me to edit the plan to see if I want to add it or remove anything. And then finally, what it's going to do, it's going to ask me to allow it to begin the research. When it does, this thing can take anywhere from, like I said, 5 to 6 minutes. It will research like 40 to 60 something sites. So for instance, if I wanted to add the plan, this looks great. And I said, actually, this looks good. Please start. All right. And it's going to now go in there and start basically going out onto the internet and doing all the research. Now, I have show thinking where it's basically showing me everything that it's going to be doing. The only thing I want you to know early on is how many sites it actually searches when it does the research. And later on, what we'll do is we're going to take some of this and we're going to add it to notebooklm, and then we're going to use other resources to help us search. And as you can see, it's already searching 40 something odd websites, and it's got all of this going in here. Now, again, once this is searching, we're going to go in here and we're going to actually look at notebooklm, and you see how it has different things you can add. So the text it copies, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to drop it in here because I want to make sure that I capture everything that the system's already researched. Then what I'm going to do is add a bunch of YouTube videos that it's going to analyze to add to that additional research, and then start basically asking questions to help me generate a report of sort. All right, and here you go. How amazing is this? It literally researched, I think it was a total of 49 websites. It talks about all the differences between both AEO and SEO. It talks about all the different strategies, everything that I needed to know about it. And now what I want to do is, what if I wanted to take this and make it an audio? Well, remember I told you it shows up sometimes? Well, because I logged into my notebooklm on the other screen, look what just popped up. Generate an audio overview. So now I'm going to hit that, and what it's going to do is it's going to start generating an audio overview of this. Now, the other thing, again, like I mentioned, you can export it to docs, which I'm going to do right now. So you'll see how easy the process is. It creates a doc right in inside of your Google Drive, again, going into your Google Docs. Already names it, has it all here. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna hit File, and I'm gonna go ahead and download it, and I'm gonna download it just so that I can upload it again. I know it sounds kind of silly, but it just makes it a little bit easier when you have to do it down here. At least that's how I found it. Now, if I come in here, I can actually say Google Docs, never mind. It should have been right here. And now I have this as an asset for my research area inside of my notebook plus LM, right? But I want to add more. So what I can do is I hit add, and now I can add my own sources. So if I go to YouTube, right? I'm going to type in AEO. I think it's Answer Engine Optimization, AEO. And we're just going to take a video that has like a gazillion views on it. Yep. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to share that link, copy it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to my notebook. And see, I'm allowed a certain source list limit up to 300. I'm going to click on YouTube. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to hit insert. And now it's analyzing that video. Hit another video. Let's see if I can grab another one real quick. Something that has a lot of views. There you go. And I'm going to share this. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to drop it into notebooklm. Insert. Now, between these two, I have all the research that I need. And I can say over here something like, create a mind map on this. All right. It's like literally the complete and utter ability of putting everything that you have knowledge about and putting them all together in one place, like your ultimate research assistant, the way I think about it. And what's really crazy is you can come in here and there could be a conversation that they can generate an automatic podcast that could be generated in here by you hitting the generating button. Now, what's really cool about that podcast, once it finally finishes generating, can take up to 15 minutes. What we'll do is it will actually allow you to participate as you're a guest, and I'll show you that as this kind of comes in. But if we go back to Gemini, it's still generating the audio, all right? But it looks like our mind map's been complete in LM. Now, if you come in here, look at your mind map, you're able to come in here and it then branches out to even more. Look at this. How cool is that? It made all of this based on, again, the research you provided to kind of help you along through everything else. And it walks through all the differences. I mean, it's a pretty slamming mind map, you know, if you go through this, right? So I'm going to X out of that. If I wanted to do like a study guide, right? Because maybe I'm presenting and I just want to be briefed on exactly what everything's about, or maybe a briefing document, I can generate the briefing document. I can generate an FAQ. I can generate a study guide, a timeline. I can do anything that I possibly want over this. And it's going to create all these different resources. Now, imagine the power of this, because then from here, you can actually have it where not only are you creating mind maps, you could say something along the lines of create a YouTube script based on all the information you gathered. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now remember, we got a lot of things going on right now, right? That's a cool part about AI. It's doing all of this so we don't have to. If I go to Gemini, that's still generating the audio, this is still generating, and now we're gonna give it a few minutes to let the script and a couple of other things generate so you can see how powerful this crazy stuff is. All right, we give everything a couple minutes to go. Here's the audio overview. Now this is an overview, and that's all it is.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We're jumping jumping straight into...
How cool is that, right? So it's got all of this. You can download it. It can become an asset for you in something that you're presenting. Now, believe it or not, this one will do the same exact thing. The only difference with the one in notebooklm is that if you come in here, you can hit interactive mode and you can engage, right? So if I come in here and we're going to play.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something really crucial, how you navigate the search world in 2025. We've got some great material you sent over that SEO and AI. Hey there, want to share your thoughts on this?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just kind of curious on whether or not it's even important to do SEO and only just focus on AEO.
You think about how much the online landscape is shifting, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's not just about those blue links anymore. We were just about to dive into...
See, so it's funny. So it's interacting to what I said. And you can then, once this is all said and done and finished recording with your voice and your interaction, you can download the audio preview or the overview, I should say. And again, it becomes a different asset. So how cool is that for research, right? And again, if we want to go to the study guide, here's all the different things for the study guide that you can kind of understand and know. And it makes you an instant expert and even gives you a little bit of a quiz and anything that you want to do in here. So this is how wild this thing is. Now, the craziest thing is you could put this all in here and you could even discover, again, right in this, I'm feeling curious, and it could go right in there and it could just go into the actual subject matter and help you find other resources. And you can add up to 300 documents as resources in order for this thing to work correctly. Now, everything from Google Slides, Google Docs, and each one can be a separate project. And again, this is free right now, guys. All you need is either a free Google Workspace account, like a Gmail account or whatever it is, or if you have a professional Google Workspace account, it's the better option. Now that this is said and done and we have the audio overview, the only other thing I want to show you real quick is I also want to show you how to activate this for Google Workspace to allow for you to access the Google apps. Not all people are going to have it, where you can go ahead and let me get out of Canvas real quick because that's still where I'm at, because I want to make sure you guys understand what I mean. If you hit the @ symbol, these right here, you might not have access to them. And if you don't, there's something you have to activate in Google Workspace. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick to ensure you have it. You go into Google Workspace admin, all right? Come in here, log in, and I'm going to go ahead and log in right now. When you log in, the first thing you want to do is go over to the left-hand side in your Google Workspace account. Now, this is for the paid Google Workspace. You're going to go over to the left. You're going to hit Generative AI, and you're going to put all these on. Make sure your Google app is on and you have it on for your individual settings. And then inside of here, you're going to notice that there's an apps right in down here. You want to make sure you click on this and you turn whatever access you have it on. Notice also has Gemini for Workspace. This is when you want to actually add it to other individuals inside of your actual Google Workspace. I have it on for my people and myself, and I have all the alpha features on. And then I also have notebooklm. We have it here where it's on for everybody. And again, Gemini reports and all this you don't have to worry about, but this is where you activate the 3 things. Now, let me show you the other free AI tool that Google gives us, that this one is absolutely for free, and it gives you the ability of Google Gemini and also this new video editor that I got to kind of show you. So if I go into Google AI Studio, again, you could just Google it, and it's aistudio.google.com. If you come in here, look what you have. You have Gemini right then and there. And again, depending on the plan that you have, I have access to Gemini 2.5, which is the most advanced version I have. It's great for like coding projects. It's great for reasoning. It's great for even just pretty much everything. I got to be honest, it's been helping me a lot with my coding projects as of late. But for a lot of people here, there's a lot of really cool feature that the AI version in here, the AI Studio version has that you might not have inside of your Google Workspace. Maybe later on, but at some point it doesn't have it. First and foremost, there is the selection gallery of everything that happens on here. You could always select your model of which one you want. You could select the tools that you want to use. For instance, if you wanted to execute code and help read code, code execution is really, really good for handling really complex coding projects. Trust me, I have put some crazy stuff in here and it actually helped me even build an app in one of the cases. The second is if you want to enable Google search, your Google Gemini inside of the actual app already has this enabled. In here, you would have to turn it on if you want more up-to-date information. So make sure you have that on. And then in the advanced settings, you can basically edit safety settings on whether or not you want things to be super safe, harassment, all this off, or you could turn it on if you were just testing different prompts. And more importantly, there is a bunch of other stuff in here. System instructions, save the prompt, compare mode. Compare mode's really, really cool because it allows you to compare 2 different models. Maybe I want to compare 2.0, all right? Let's just see 2.0 Flash to the current Pro, and I can ask it a question. It's going to give me the same answers. I'm going to say, hey, give me some advice on the proper tactics of SEO. And I'm going to go ahead and hit run. And what it'll do is it'll actually run it on both models so you can see both responses. Pretty darn cool feature. Obviously, as you can see, 2.5 is doing a lot more thinking. This is going out to searches. And then again, basically you can come in here and like, which one do I like more? Obviously, this is going to be a little bit more well-rounded than this one here. This one was kind of a brief overview. And you do notice quite a difference in the level of information it's sending me on the 2.5 versus 2.0, just to show you how powerful 2.5 really is. Now, on top of that, you can save prompts that you're working with and everything else. You can even view more actions of making copies, deleting prompts, and so forth. But the other cool feature, if I go back to chat, there is something called a prompt gallery. For everybody that's still trying to really fully understand how to work best with AI, especially this AI, you now have this prompt gallery that gives you a set of prompts that you can leverage and use to kind of understand how to message with the bot itself. So for instance, create a scavenger hunt, generate a scavenger hunt for street food around city of Seoul, Korea. Sure, why not? And I hit add, and this automatically goes through it. Now, what's cool about this AI tool is that it's so powerful. Like you could do a lot of different things with it. And again, it's free for the moment. It tells you how many tokens you have left, but 1 million tokens is quite a bit, as you can see. All right, another cool feature that it really has is the stream capability on the left-hand side. If, for instance, I wanted to come over here and take a look at my entire screen, right? I'm gonna go ahead and window. All right, what do you currently see?
I see the Google AI Studio interface, including the Stream Real-Time Chat window and the Run Settings panel. Is there something specific you would like me to focus on?
Yeah, give me an overview of what you can do.
I can see the different tools and features of the Google AI Studio, such as the chat, video generation, starter apps, history, and example videos.
Now, if you watch my previous video, this is actually, I'm teaching myself to like learn Python code. So what I do is I start the streaming service, I share my screen and I start programming and I ask it questions and it's always listening on how to do it. I just got to make sure that the stream is live. Now you can do the same thing by talking to it. So if you come in here and you hit talk, hey, just wanted to make sure you're listening. Can you give me advice? I'm trying to create a speech and I want you to listen to my speech and tell me whether or not it's positive. Can you do that?
I am listening. I can give you advice and listen to your speech to tell you whether or not it's positive. I can do that. Go ahead when you are ready.
How cool is that? So if you ever wanted to practice like speech or basically try certain things out and you wanted to listen to you, you totally can. Talk about having a real live person in the room. Without having a real live person in the room, this is kind of it, right? So the other thing is you also have the things on the right-hand side where you can kind of pretty much come in here and customize the voice that you're responding with, whether it's audio and text. And again, what model you're using, which I believe right now only Flash can do it. But again, this is just the beginning. And it also talks about the different tokens and size that you can leverage, meaning how big the image is and so forth and so on. Now, this is probably by far the coolest update. It's VO2. It's video generation done by Google, and you can do it in an 8-second formats. You can do it where it's, different selection of tools, but right now this is only one. Number of results we're going to put as 2. We're going to make this like a little app right in there. And it's got 720, 24 FPX. And we're going to kind of just give it a cool little video thing, right? I'm going to say, hey, for my kids, make a realistic Pokemon that is furry. I have no idea what's going to come out of this thing. We're going to let it hit run and we're going to give it a few minutes to generate the video. So here we are. Look at the videos. How cool is that? Now, a couple of other cool things that are coming up that I just want to make sure you're aware of that you could start leveraging. If you go into your side, into your Google Drive, and I'm going to go into Google Drive where I pretty much upload all my videos for YouTube. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my YouTube videos and I have new videos that are coming out. And let me just kind of go into this video. What's really cool about these videos now is that if I come in here and I open it up inside of Google Drive, watch what's new. I can come over here, not only watch it here, but if I come over here, I now have the ability of having a transcript. It will actually do the transcript like minute by minute, which allows me to get that resource that now allows me to do that. If you go into side a Google Doc, right? If I go into Docs, new. So we open up a Google Doc and now just always remember you have the Gemini little help me write and you have it also here. What can Gemini do in Google Docs? And if you hit enter, there's now directly inside of here, right? Refine context, summarize your files, create images, get creative ideas, reference files into Google Drive, add text to your document and click insert, generate. This is all the new stuff you can do inside of here, but it doesn't honestly stop there. If you go in Drive in general, you're going to notice that wherever you go inside of Google Workspace, again, you click on what can you do in Google Drive, it can sort, it can find, it can do a bunch of different stuff in here for you to make it super easy and you can go ahead and collaborate. All right, we're just going to log in. It does have a version of AI, so you can go in there and you can start messing around with it. Like, so for instance, I'm going to sign in and I come in here and if I open up a new sheet, you're going to notice that also it has things it can do in Google Sheets. And again, if you go through this at your leisure, whenever you feel like it, and kind of understand all the different things that it can do, you can create a table, you can modify, like, kind of get how do you calculate this or whatever else. All that is available now. That wasn't available before. So it becomes a very powerful tool when now you incorporate all this into AI itself, and then enhance it with the power of Google Notebook Plus LM and also Gemini, and the fact that you have Google AI Studio already working on video stream sharing where you can share your screen. And lo and behold, here's another hidden one I had no clue about until somebody showed me the other day. If you type in Google Vids, there's actually something it's creating. And I don't know how far this has gotten, and I heard rumors that it might be canceled. But if you come in here, and I'm going to log in, I want you guys to see it. You can create a presentation automatically in here. Create presentation on SEO. Take this presentation, go ahead and hit next. It creates like a full presentation suite. Now, granted, it's not going to be like life-changing ads or whatever, but look what it does. It creates a draft video, and it will not only create a draft video, but at the same time, what it's going to do is you can add voiceovers. So you can have somebody kind of basically reading out this particular, whatever it is, production that you have put together. And if you come in here, not only does it have their overview here, now granted, don't really do that, but just understand what's happening right now.
Cover everything you need to know to boost your website's visibility and drive organic traffic. SEO stands for search engine.
How cool is that? Now, again, we're not going to get super critical, again, super beta kind of stinks a little bit right now, but you can rearrange the scenes. You can come in here, you can probably add scenes. And if you look at the actual idea of what they're trying to do, this is definitely going to make it so it's easier for you guys to present, record, do whatever you need to do, and then add it to a presentation of some sort, and even making it a scene. That the whole point is that it's trying to teach you how to basically make a movie. And again, it's free. Google Vids out on Google Workspace. Make sure you have all this on, because these are great, powerful tools that are going to make it super easily. So I hope you was just as impressed as I was with these updates, but these are absolutely amazing updates to help you make more money, save on money, and more importantly, save on time. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.